Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back. Guys, I just want to pose a question to you today. Is your past your teacher or your keeper? You decide. When I pose that question, I posed it for a reason because sometimes we don't realize that the pain that we experience places emotional scars on us, and they affect us later on in life in different aspects that we probably don't even recognize. And I want to give you your strength and your power back, because sometimes we hold on to pain and grief because we become comfortable with it, or we have not quite figured out, how do I free myself of this pain? Because let's face it, we all have moments where we feel like we've been wronged. And we have moments where we feel like we just want to be angry, and that's okay. You want to be angry, you want to be sad about it, you want to process it. All of those emotions are normal, and as a matter of fact, I encourage you to do so. Because if you fail to do that, then you'll end up masking. But you also need to give yourself a time period and say, okay, that's it. It happened. I'm taking my power back. I'm no longer going to allow what has happened to me to determine what happens to me in the future. I can't change the past. It happened, but I can control my present and my future. So, is your past your teacher or your keeper? Which have you chosen? If your past is your teacher, you've learned from that mistake. You said, okay, it happened, it hurt. This is how it has affected me. What am I going to do differently? What could I have done differently? And how am I going to make good out of something that was absolutely horrible? There's always an opportunity, because the scripture tells us that all things work together for our good, and that God makes good out of our bad. And if that's the case, then, and if he's present, that means good is always present. That means better is on the other side. We just have to reach for it. And it's going to be uncomfortable at times. You have to get out of your comfort zone. And you may not be able to do it alone. It's okay. But there is help available. And for me, that help was, I went to counseling. Hey, in my, I hate to say, but in my environment, it was not popular to go to counseling. Because, I was always taught that when you go to counseling or therapy, that's for people who are crazy, right? That all you need is a little more Jesus. And I kept reaching for a little bit more Jesus, and my pain was still there. And while I did have faith, I recognized that I had to reach outside of me and those around me to speak to someone else who had a little bit more expertise in helping me untangle my mess. So if you're in that space, find a healthy counselor or someone that you can talk to that not just agrees with you, but challenges your thinking. Because there's nothing worse than having an amen crew. All they're going to do is tell you, girl, yes, you're right. That does hurt. Ooh. And then you become a professional at telling your story. And you know how to tell it just in the right tone. You know when to raise your voice. You know when to move your head. You know when to snap your fingers. You know how to add that extra layer of flavor because you've told it enough and you know the response that you desire and how to get it. But what you want is someone who is going to challenge you to tell your story differently or to look at your story in a different light so that you can take your power back. Because when we get used to doing things the same way, we never really understand or step outside of ourselves. So my challenge to you is to make your past your teacher and not your keeper. Be blessed, guys. Keep pushing forward. Continue your naked journey with me. I absolutely have enjoyed this process, and I hope that you have too. See you next time.